The loquat, widely known across the Spanish-speaking world as Níspero, occupies a curious space in global horticulture, a fruit that is at once ancient, migratory, hybrid in identity, and profoundly shaped by the layers of human history that travel with it. Although today it is strongly associated with Mediterranean climates, backyard orchards, and coastal lifestyles, its roots reach deep into the misty mountains of southeastern China, where it was first domesticated more than 2,000 years ago. Early Chinese botanical texts describe the fruit as both medicine and nourishment, a duality that would follow it throughout its global journey. As ancient trade routes expanded, first with regional exchanges within East Asia, then across the Silk Road, and eventually into maritime trade networks, the loquat spread into Japan, where it became a significant cultural and horticultural staple. The Japanese name biwa is still recognized worldwide in botanical circles, reflecting the country's long history of selective breeding and orchard cultivation. Later, Arab traders and explorers carried the fruit westward, introducing it to Persia, the Levant, and North Africa. Over centuries, it adapted remarkably well to the dry heat and cool winters of Mediterranean climates. By the time Spanish and Portuguese explorers sailed to the Americas, the loquat had become a well-established fruit tree across Europe and North Africa. It was brought to the New World in the 17th and 18th centuries, flourishing in regions with mild winters like Mexico, Brazil, the Caribbean, and eventually California and Florida. In many Latin American cultures, the word Níspero became associated not only with the fruit but with a sense of domestic familiarity. Trees often grown in gardens, schoolyards, and small farms, producing seasonal harvests that mark the transition from spring to early summer. The loquat's appeal lies in its contradictions, a fruit that looks tropical but thrives in subtropical to temperate climates, one that tastes like a hybrid of peach, apricot, and citrus, a fruit with delicate soft flesh but surprisingly resilient growth habits. It is among the earliest fruits to ripen in the season, often appearing when other fruit crops are still dormant, which historically made it valuable in times when fresh produce was scarce. Nutritionally and botanically, Níspero is unusually rich in carotenoids, phenolic compounds, and pectin, and has been used in various traditional medicine systems for respiratory issues, digestive health, and metabolic stabilization. The leaves, meanwhile, have an even more complex medicinal role, forming the foundation of biwa cha, a tea used to reduce inflammation and support respiratory health. Today, the fruit remains a cornerstone of horticultural diversity, grown commercially in China, Spain, Turkey, Japan, and parts of South America, while also thriving in home gardens around the world. Its journey captures the story of how a fruit can migrate culturally just as much as botanically, becoming woven into language, cuisine, and identity across continents. The loquat, eriobotrya japonica, despite its Japanese scientific epithet, originates from the cloud forests and warm valleys of southern China. The species is a member of the Rosaceae family, making it a botanical relative of apples, pears, peaches, apricots, and cherries, but unlike many of its cousins, it flowers in late autumn and early winter. This unusual flowering cycle gives it a major ecological advantage. It can bear fruit far earlier than most temperate fruit species, typically from March to June depending on climate. Botanical complexity. Loquat trees are evergreen, with dense, glossy leaves that form a lush canopy up to 10 meters high. The leaves contain high levels of triterpenes, flavonoids, and ursolic acid, compounds that contribute to their use in traditional medicine. The flowers, small and intensely fragrant, attract pollinators during a season when nectar sources are scarce. The fruit itself forms in clusters, each individual loquat ranging from 3 to 7 centimeters. The skin can be thin and delicate or slightly thicker depending on cultivar, while the color spectrum spans pale yellow to deep orange. The interior flesh can be meltingly soft or firm and crisp, again depending on variety and harvest timing. Seed count varies from 1 to 5 large seeds, each containing cyanogenic glycosides. Therefore, while the fruit is edible, the seeds should not be consumed. Cultivation and environmental requirements. Loquat trees require mild winters and moderate summers. They are frost sensitive during the flowering stage, but once established, the trees can tolerate a range of conditions including drought. They grow best in well-drained soils with a slightly acidic pH and benefit from balanced fertilization to support their early season fruiting cycle. Commercial production is concentrated in China, the world's largest producer, followed by Spain, especially the Alicante region, where the Calosa densaria designation of origin protects the quality and authenticity of the fruit. Turkey, Japan, Brazil, Israel, and Mexico also cultivate the fruit on a significant scale. Nutritional profile and health significance. Loquats are exceptionally high in vitamin A and beta-carotene, dietary fiber, pectin-heavy, potassium, phenolic antioxidants, organic acids such as malic and citric acid. These nutrients contribute to eye health, reduced inflammation, digestive regulation, and blood sugar stability. The fruit's low glycemic index makes it favorable for metabolic health. Traditional medicinal uses include the treatment of coughs, throat irritation, constipation, and digestive discomfort. Modern studies highlight the anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, and anti-cancer potential of loquat leaf extracts. Culinary uses. Because it bruises easily and has a short shelf life, loquat is often consumed near the source. Its flavor profile, somewhere between peach, apricot, mango, and citrus, makes it perfect for both sweet and savory dishes, fresh eating, jams, preserves, and compotes, syrups and liqueurs, pastries, fermented beverages, fruit salads, chutneys and sauces. In Mediterranean and Latin American cooking, the fruit is often stewed with sugar and spices or transformed into a thick marmalade. In Japan, loquat wine and loquat-flavored candies are common. Economic role. Beyond fresh fruit, loquat derivatives, including leaf teas, extracts, cosmetics, and health supplements, represent a growing economic sector. The global demand for carotenoid-rich fruits has increased interest in loquat cultivation, particularly in arid regions where other stone fruits struggle. Cultural significance. In China and Japan, loquats symbolize early summer, renewal, and good health. In Mediterranean countries, the fruit is part of seasonal traditions marking the shift to warmer months. Across Latin America, Níspero season is a nostalgic marker of childhood and community gatherings.